a session on AI. AI is a challenge for all of us to interpret, to evaluate entrepreneurial opportunities, to incorporate in what we do, or to seize to do something completely different. A rapidly changing, stretching challenge. So we thought we'd call on some profound academic thinking for this one. The nexus between universities and entrepreneurs, between theory and practice, between thought and action has long fascinated us at EntreConf, and we're delighted to have the University of Bath as a content partner once more. Our speaker is the Director of MSc in Entrepreneurship at the University of Bath and a serial entrepreneur in his own right. His research work is centred on how AI transforms venture creation, growth and scaling. Here's Professor Bruno Oliveira. Hi Bruno, welcome. Here's your clicker. And the mic. There you go. All good to go.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here. I hope you are having a good time at the EntreConf Conference. And today, as was just announced, I'm going to talk about AI and entrepreneurship. I'm an academic, but I also like to get my hands dirty. So I came here with you with both hats from the academic perspective, academic research, but I work with these tools on a daily basis as well on my own businesses. The first thing I wanted to show you is to show some cases of what's happening out there and what's happened to small teams, what they are able to already achieve due to the power of entrepreneurship. The first example I have is Typing Mind. Typing Mind was created by one person, Tony Dinh, a Vietnamese coder. 2023, ChatGPT was released just in November 2022. He was disappointed with the user interface. He felt it was slow. It was not a great user interface. ChatGPT, I think about March 2023, released the API. So his idea was, I will do something better. I will create my own user interface. I will connect to ChatGPT API and allow people to use AI in a better, faster, more intuitive way. He created his entire business in 5 days using ChatGPT to code the business. He even says that ChatGPT gave him the name Typing Mind for the business. 5 days to create the business. 7 days for his first $22,000 in 1 day. And 20 months later, his first million in annual revenue. During his 20 months, he hired one extra full-time person. So it took 2 people and 20 months to get to 1 million in annual revenue. Second example, Otos Grotto. Otos Grotto is an online sticker, sales sticker that sells on platforms like Etsy and Shopify. They adopted AI in 2023, and they started to use it for AI marketing, content creation, and then they used the coding capabilities to also customize their Shopify website. What they have reported is in 6 months, they doubled their monthly revenue in only 6 months. And for a small team, saving 15 hours a week is incredible. But if we want to go to more well-known examples, we can talk about MidJourney, one of the best AI image generators out there. They started in 2021 with a small team of 11 people. They rejected any VC investment because the founder was previously a founder of Leapmotion. He didn't have as good experiences with VCs. He didn't want to be bounded and restricted by VCs. So he did everything by themselves, bootstrapped the whole process. In 2024, they have been reported to have 300 million of revenue in less than 3 years, with a team that now probably is less than 50 people. This year already, there are quotes that they are achieving 500 million in revenue. And this is what AI enables already in real companies, in real businesses out there. We have other notable examples if you want to check out. Cursor, 11 Labs, Durable. I could spend the whole talk just quoting these examples. So what we are seeing is not luck anymore. This is a pattern. And this pattern is accelerating. And it's accelerating because now small teams command the power of giants. And every one of us can tap into this power if we are willing to embrace the technology. So I challenge you. This is my challenge for you today. You leave the EntreConf conference, think about this. If one person can generate $25,000 a week business, if 11 people can generate 300 million in revenue, what can you achieve with AI? if you truly take it seriously, not just as a hobby or something on the side, if you take it seriously, if you try to identify the opportunities in the business, in your personal lives as well, to make your life better, easier, more productive, what can you really achieve? So that's my goal for this talk today. The goal is to try to showcase the opportunities, and AI is so massive that I can just touch the surface today. But hopefully I can highlight some of the ideas of what's possible across the 3 stages of the AI Triptych. So basically, the 3 stages of entrepreneurship: the seed stage, the startup stage, and the scale-up stage. For that, I have created a composite story to bring the process alive so you can really see in real time how this could work in reality if we adopt AI. So it is not one person's story. It's a composite of 50+ entrepreneurs of what we have been seeing in terms of the patterns, how they are using AI, what results they are achieving, what kind of success they are having. So that my goal to you is for you to see the possibilities. Go out of here today, see what is possible, think about it, how can you adopt it to take things to the next level. So Sarah, a secondary school teacher from Manchester, witnesses her mother struggle in elder care. He has an idea, but not many skills, and definitely no funding. If this is the case, how can AI power her journey across the 3 stages of the AI Triptych? So, first stage, the seed stage, which usually would take 6 months or more to do it properly. And obviously, I'm not going to be here and say that now everyone can do it in 30 days, because there are different sectors, there are different contexts, there are different requirements. But the reality is now, with AI tools, you can speed up the workflow in a way that is absolutely massive. You could use a tool like Perplexity AI to analyze 10,000 care home reviews and get to identify the patterns of 3 of the main unmet needs that exist in this sector. And I'm talking about Perplexity AI. I'm not saying it's the best tool out there. There are many tools, and that's the complexity of AI. Just in February, OpenAI released Deep Research. And I have to tell you, it's mind-blowing. It can get you a 10,000+ report with accurate links and citations that you click, and you can go yourself and verify the information is correct. And you can prompt it in any way you want. If you want credible sources only, you can tell the research that I only want credible sources from these allowed sources. I don't want sources that I don't believe they are credible. And 1 year ago, this was impossible. If you were working with AI, you would ask them research, links, you click on the links, they were all broken, or they all didn't exist, or they were just telling you things that were not true. And this already has changed. So you can start there. Armed with the knowledge of the main gaps that exist in your sector, you can go to another AI tool, Claude from Anthropic, or ChatGPT, or Gemini, or Grok, any of the large language models that are at the top end of AI. And you can ask to start a brainstorming process, a sound brainstorming process of how can you address this problem. Now, I have incorporated AI across all my units at the University of Bath, across MBA, MSc, all the units I teach. And sometimes what I see is they see AI doesn't work. But then I ask, can you show me what you did? And they ask one question with 1 sentence or 3 or 4 words. Do me an analysis SWOT of this. Obviously, this is not going to give a good results. The interaction is very important. So Claude could get you, your team and you, to think about the top solution much quicker and with a much wider base than before. Next, we could go into MidJourney. We could develop the entire branding for your company in a few hours. Logo, color palette, the design. I did this myself in my first business 21 years ago. I went with a designer. We have to be back and forth several weeks because he sent me the proofs. I said, I don't like it. Can you send me again? Do this, do this, do this. And it just took weeks. You can do this with AI in a day. You can go several times back and forth until you are happy, and these tools are just getting better every day. Cursor is a coding platform with AI. It allows you, when I talk about Cursor, I can talk about Windsurf or Claude Code, which in my opinion is the very best, is the one I have been using to code my Shopify website. You can go there, you can tell your vision what do you want for your website. And your vision can be influenced by another AI that told you what should be on the website. So you can first brainstorm the idea for the website and then go to an AI to code it and make it happen. And it's possible. In 2 weeks, I have built a working prototype entirely with AI. But it's amazing because I'm the visionary. I lead them, I tell them what to do, and they just do it. How incredible is to have this power at your fingerprints. What we are seeing is a decrease in cost for validating an idea that can be anywhere from 10 to 20 to 5 times less than it was before AI, which is empowering small teams in a significant way. The second stage, startup stage. What can you do here? You can use a tool like Instantly AI to write you 1,000 personalized emails daily to your email list with a high response rate of 8%. Because they understand marketing, they understand the best practices, they can write good emails. You can use a tool like Blend AI if your business depends on sales calls. And AI audio models are getting better every day. I wouldn't say they are already at the level of a human being, but they are getting very close. So you can have 300 calls in a single day, hands off. You don't touch it. And then it already books you 20 demos that then you do the job. You do the final bit, you sell it. You have 20 high-value customers ready for you to close the deal. Afterwards, you can use a tool like EntreConf AI to take care of your chatbots, of support tickets with a 94% accuracy rate. And I understand you. I have used these AI chatbots over the last few years, and they were infuriating. I wanted to scream at them and say, please give me a human being to talk with. But if they use the new large language models, if they give them the context, the knowledge, and the ability to make decisions, the results are incredible. You could use a tool like make.com that allows you to make all kinds of automations working for you 24/7. And these automations can be from the simplest ones to the most complex ones. It can be just taking care of your inbox, an email that arrives from your work, it reads the emails according to your instructions and prepares the draft. It can even send the email if you trust it completely, but it can just prepare the draft. So when you open the email, you see the email they received, your draft already ready. If you are happy, you send it. If you're not happy, you make changes. But just this alone might save you a few hours a week. What we are seeing is that entrepreneurs leveraging AI can now achieve double the customers in the same amount of time that before was possible for entrepreneurial teams without AI, using the traditional methods. Finally, stage 3, expansion, scaling, taking it to the next level. International expansion was always a challenge for many businesses. It's costly. There are many complexities. And I won't say that those complexities all disappear. I won't say that you won't need a legal team in some cases to make sure everything, the certain processes are taken care of. But you can start the process and speed up the workflow by using AI. You can use Gemini 2.5 Pro to basically, and if you don't trust the knowledge base of the AI, you can find the legal documents, the laws, the rules of the countries you are in. You drop in a model like Gemini, and the reason I'm quoting Gemini is because Gemini has the biggest context window in the world. Gemini 2.5 Pro has 1 million context window, which basically equals to 750,000 words that it can process in one chat. So you can give it all the documents, and it's going to analyze it for you and tell you what this means for your business and what your business needs. And I have to tell you, it's super accurate. I have used it. It can even tell you, quote you the page. I was it was completely mind-blowing to me because last year this was impossible. They would quote the pages, but everything was fake. And obviously you couldn't trust it. But now it's getting to a point that it is very, very accurate. And that is very exciting. You could use a tool like DeepL Write to write content in any language you want or almost any language in the world with cultural nuance. This is not the old Google Translate, that if you are a native from another language, you'll read it and you know, this is not right. Now, a large language model can write perfectly in any of the big languages in the world. You could use a tool like Clay if your business depends on leads and prospects. You might have a big database, but the quality of the database is not great. There are contacts missing, there are emails missing. Clay AI can go online, do all the searching for you, and find the right information. Enrich your prospect with information and filter out the ones that it says, I can find it, ditch it, and focus on these 2,000 personalized leads ready for you to seal the deal and take your business to the next level. You could use a tool like Tavos for personalized onboarding videos at scale. The possibilities by a year and a half is that you can potentially get to 8 countries, 2.4 million in revenue with a small team. The shift is that AI unlocks multinational capabilities on a startup budget. I know, it sounds too beautiful. And obviously, I am not going to say that everything is smooth and perfect and that this is easy. You can already implement AI fully and quickly. There are challenges, there are complexities. There are new models being released almost on a weekly basis. In May, all the main providers, Claude, Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, released their new models. And which models do you use for what tasks? If you are not immersed into using them daily, you might not have the feeling of what they are used for, in what context. There are hidden complexities. A lot of jargon, context windows, API costs that might be challenging. Of course, not everything will be easier. And now there is more and more AI tools every week. Just maybe in this talk you got overwhelmed with the number of AI tools I quoted. And I didn't want to overwhelm you. I just wanted to show you the possibilities and what is out there. You don't need to use all these tools. And certainly your business might not need all these tools. But my goal here was to showcase the possibilities that already exist and that real businesses are already using on a daily basis. Do not let this discourage you. I really believe that the ultimate benefits far outweigh the challenges of using AI. So my challenge to you is, from today, just pick one tool, start with a small experiment, one tool that you have not used before. If you have used ChatGPT or whatever, use something else. Start with a small experiment and think bigger than you have ever thought before. The final question to take you away from this talk is, will you lead the AI revolution, or will you watch it and only embrace it when everyone else are already using it, when your competitors are already 10 times ahead because they incorporated it fully in their business activities? That's all I had for today. I am delivering AI workshops at the University of Bath. If you are interested, there is a QR code there. And I'm developing my GustoMind.ai website, as I said. If you are interested in knowing more, it's under development. But I have a good prototype after 2 weeks of hard work. So that's all I had for you today. I hope you took something interesting from the talk. Thanks for your time. It was great to be here.
Bruno, that was terrific and well coped with the extemporising at the beginning. We've got time for a few questions. I'm going to ask a couple and we'll break at about 10 past, quarter past, but we'll be back for 3:30 for pitch case, if I may. Just a couple of questions. You talked about the democratisation effect, and we'll just be discussing this for the Digital Wonder Lab AI session tomorrow. What is the effect if anyone, and in fact everyone, according to you, can use these tools? Doesn't that level the playing field? And how can companies differentiate their offering if everyone has access to the same tools?
I think, obviously, it democratizes the playing field. It levels the playing field. It gives everyone the power to do much more. Of course, when everyone is using these tools fully, the playing field is going to be very, very competitive. I don't think there is many differences from what's going to be the differentiating element by using AI. If you are able to differentiate today, you will be able to differentiate with AI, because with AI, you are still in charge. You are the one, the architect, the visionary. You can have better ideas and get better strategy in the end, but you're not going to blindly let the AI take over.
Yeah, and to that point, paradoxically, AI might well mean there's even more emphasis on the human factor. The ability of creative thinking, which Andy Salmon talked about, the personal resilience, determination, drive of entrepreneurs. So actually, it levels that playing field potentially, but it elevates the leverage effect of your thinking. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely, because what we are seeing even in class exercises about brainstorming, it's absolutely fantastic, because before you would have those moments that's it, everyone is stuck, there is nothing else, you can't move forward. You go to AI, you have 50 new ideas, and they might not be the ones you want, but it might spark the idea that you will want to use, because those blocks do not have to be a block anymore. You can keep it going in a brainstorming process, for example.
Very good. Couple of questions, please. And we got, so if we get the mics round, it's an arm at the very, very back, probably the furthest away from where the mic is. There we go.
Hi, I'm Ruby. I'm from Media Clash. But I just wanted to ask, so obviously in sort of our sector of work, we're in the sales sort of side of things and content. There's a lot of, I think probably the general understanding nowadays of AI to the average person is ChatGPT. And obviously so many people are now leveraging that with things like emails, but also in like social media content. And I think a lot of people are becoming wise to spotting when something is made by AI or by ChatGPT at least. So what do you kind of propose is sort of the answer to that, or is there a way of, do you think that like over time with the kind of expansion of other large language models, they might, it might become more diverse and we might not be able to tell at some stage?
Customize, presumably?
Yeah, it's a great question. Obviously, there is something that you already can do in your prompts, in how you build up the system. What I see a lot is sometimes people say, oh, AI didn't give me a good result or a good outcome, and then I go and see the prompt, and sometimes even with my students, I just ask them, do an analysis SWOT of this company, and the results will be very basic. But these models are getting better every day as well. I would say that the very, very top-end models, they are very expensive nowadays. Models like Claude Opus from Anthropic is very expensive, but the ability to write like a human being is getting very, very, very close, I would say. I think a lot of people have this idea of ChatGPT from a year or 2 years ago, and you could tell immediately that it was AI generated. I just think it's going to get more and more difficult as the models get better and better. I think it's a matter of time.
It's rapidly improving, but of course we can still all use AI as a tool and customize it. Top tail, give differentiation. Thank you, Ruby. Again, right in the middle of the back, please. Yeah.
Hello, thank you for your presentation. I'm Amanda Spicer, I run Your Eco. We're in a very busy operational scaling moment for our renewable energy delivery. And I have one dinosaur on my management team who basically fought with me in a session earlier about how we don't have time to implement AI agents, to do RAMs, and different things that I want to automate. Please point me to where I can take my lovely dinosaur.
Amanda is partnered with Nick, her husband, and I'm sure you're not speaking about Nick.
He's not actually the worst one.
Oh, come on.
That's always a challenge. It depends how big the automation is.
Basic admin tasks, RAMs, method statements, things that should just
If it's basic admin tasks, I don't think you have too much to be afraid of it. It can be done relatively quickly, maybe even quicker than you would expect from a team of humans to deal with.
Is there an AI agent I can go to write the proposal so I can get him to shut up?
Well, I would recommend starting with the very top AI models. All3 from ChatGPT, Claude Opus. Claude Opus, I am fascinated with it. Sometimes I go to it and it just gives me an entire thing, and it's mind-blowing. I have an entire preview that I then can work with and improve even further. But from a first round, it's already so good. It's not always the case. I don't know. Sometimes they might give less resources to do the AI. But I would start there to get the ideas, to draft how to address those issues. Even how do I address this person in the team that is quite not looking forward to embrace AI so much.
We'll call him Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yes.
I never thought I'd say this to you publicly, or indeed ever, Amanda, but I think the word is courage. Seize that moment whenever it might be. Yeah, there's actually, let's come all the way down to the front row. Keep you moving. Here we go. Is that Richard? No, sorry, Stan. Sorry, I so can't see. Apologies.
Yeah, so Dan, I'm from Bristol Creative Industries, so I'm going to come at it from a different obviously, our sector's quite scared in many cases. And if they'd been watching your presentation, in that one presentation, you've ruled out brand designers, lawyers, social media creators, writers, I'm a writer, and other professions.
By the way, what about lecturers?
Lecturers. AI making sales calls really scares me. But I'm not a dinosaur. I use ChatGPT a lot myself. But what would you say to brand designers, writers who are in the room, who are going to look, based on your slides, are going to lose their work to those tools? And are we all just going to become? Are we going to have no human creativity left?
Yeah, there are definitely bigger issues around AI that will need to be addressed longer term from an employability point of view. I don't know the answers to those questions because they're very political questions, because I think we'll need less work, and that will have certainly implications. For the time being, I think if you fight it, if you resist it, you will be left behind anyway, and you'll probably lose the job anyway. If you embrace it, you might be so good at it that even if you lose your job, you can create another one by yourself, and you can empower yourself, because we only use creativity, I think, if we just blindly use the tools, and if we don't bring our extra. I think what allows now is that they can automate so many of the basic things that you have much more time in your mind to think about the bigger things. And so you can add this very high value at the top much better, because you are not so burdened by the most mundane activities. Even writing emails on a daily basis, if you save 2 hours a day, if you are less tired, your creativity can actually increase. But you asked very good questions, and I don't have the answers. I think collectively as societies and human beings, we will need to think about these issues. What they will mean for civilization? In a way, I believe it's great that there will be opportunities for people to have more time to do what they want, but we need to think about how, in what context and structure. And a lot of the main AI companies, CEOs, have been already alerting for this, because this is going to happen very quickly, and we might not be ready for all the repercussions of what is going to happen. So very good points. I'm sorry I don't have all the answers.
Technology tends to do two things. One, it does kill off some jobs. Think of how the Mac completely changed the whole concept of publishing and compositors and typesetters. Think how Excel changed the way that accountants work. But also think how those two pieces of technology absolutely enabled more activity, but also differentiated jobs. Who knows what that exact balance will be? That's back to the whole future's unwritten, bit crass. Sorry about that, Dan. Right, question there in the middle-ish back, if I may. And clearly there's a much, much longer discussion around that to emerge.
My question's around the ethical concerns. I mean, some of the AI you mentioned there in your example, Perplexity, has been accused, and I think there's maybe a case with them, of wholesale just pulling off articles as their own without attributing, MidJourney pulling from artists without crediting them. So beyond my concerns about losing jobs and things, how can we sleep at night knowing we've built our businesses by ripping off others? I mean, I know for some people that's like wholesale. I just don't see how we can put that to one side. Some of the things that you've mentioned are fine, but the building blocks of what we're talking about, large language models that are based on westernized language and culture that therefore erases other lived experiences, and if we use those to the extent that we just erase them. I know that sounds a bit sort of conspiracy of me.
A brief answer, if I may.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, a very important question. I don't have all the answers. I think it's good that these issues have been brought to the surface, to the media, to the discussion in our societies. And in a way, it started to prompt the companies to start addressing it. There has been more deals between OpenAI and other companies with the publishers, with the creators. Obviously, this might never compensate what happened before. And it is indeed an issue. I think as civilization, as societies, we have gone through stages where these things happen, unfortunately. Eventually, we will end up in a better place, hopefully. But yeah, I don't have all the answers regarding those issues. I'm not a very political person. There are very political questions here, so I'm sorry I cannot add too much in terms of addressing them.
I think they're macro consequential positions,
Yes.
and the truth is none of us actually know. But I think what's clear from Bruno's talk is that all of us, in our different ways, should be seizing AI to help power our businesses. I found that incredibly illuminating. I'd like to thank the University of Bath School of Management, our content partner, once more for this session. Specifically, thank you to Bruno as well. And look out for Bruno's courses this autumn. Thank you. Very good.
Thank you so much.